we are live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58 opening night.
No, he's not an elite quarterback. He's a product of the system. It's more credit to Kyle Shanahan and what he's done.
There is one thing that does make me pause on San Francisco. You know, I'm a big believer. I like my quarterbacks to be adults. I don't want them to be frat boys. Hey, you guys want to hit some golf balls? You got a hat on backwards.
Okay. Finally, let's check in on the 49ers social media. I don't know if you're on social media, but you should check this out. Posted this clip against all odds and won die. I like to say dice. Even if it's just one.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, granted, this might be a play on words since the Super Bowl's in Las Vegas, but the 49ers have been Super Bowl favorites since December.
Well, they've been
and are favorites in this game. Yeah. So the against all odds thing struck us as odd.
Well, they're the first team in 7 years to be favored in every single game of the season. All right, they have literally been favored in every single game of the season. And in fact, like, we can show you the teams in NFL history who have been favored the most. And so this Niners team is going to tie the 2021 Chiefs for most games favored in a season. Now, none of those teams, oddly, won the Super Bowl, so something to keep in mind. Also, I hate to burst everyone's bubble here, but there is an underdog in this game. And his name is Patrick Mahomes. So you're going to squint. I'm going to show you some wilds that's going to blow your mind.
Okay, I'm ready.
Since Purdy took over, Mahomes has been underdog. Mahomes has been an underdog 3 times in the last 3 weeks. Purdy's been an underdog once. Once in his career. It was the game he got knocked out of, by the way, on the road in Philly.
So it's great to welcome back Shawn Purdy. Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
Glad to be here, and glad to be here under these circumstances.
Yeah, these are good circumstances, as your son is going to prepare, and you're going to prepare to watch him start in Super Bowl 58.
Yeah, and how have you found with Brock Purdy being injured, how has he come back, and how has he taken on more of this leadership role this year?
I mean, you see, we voted him team captain. Obviously, you see how he played today.
There was just something that didn't make sense to me. Most people come into big moments or big experiences, and they have to get up to speed. You know, you have to kind of get used to it. It's totally normal. And it felt like he just was like, yeah, you know, it's another game, another, give me a play. I'll run the play. You know, it's a championship game. Oh yeah, it's just a play, and it's just a play. Just run the play.
Yeah, it's just an honor, and we're honored to be a part of a program that's so historical. And we're just so happy for Brock's teammates, Brock, and the fans.
You can't tell he was hurt, so we're proud of Brock, man. He's took everything in stride, and he's become our leader, become, a quarterback that we can lean on.
Kansas City has been getting acclimated to tough postseason opponents, and now they get a breather. Kansas City had to go from Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson, and now they're down to Brock Purdy. This would be like if in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you had King Hippo, then you beat Mike Tyson, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait, before you win, Soda Popinski's coming through. You're like, well, that's easy. I just beat Tyson.
Video game from 20 years
ago. 30 years, really closer to 40 years ago, but the audience gets it.
Go ahead.
Career arc. You just said it. He's surprised you and everybody else with what he's done.
Yes.
There is no way you can look at Brock Purdy and him being in the Super Bowl and say against all odds doesn't fit him.
You know, I asked him about being Mr. Irrelevant and how that kind of hangs on him. And do you feel like you have to kind of constantly speak about it, or kind of defend that you're not, or prove that people are wrong, or is it a chip on your shoulder?
Brock Purdy, this is his first year fully starting. You know, it's his second year in the National Football League. So there isn't any pressure on him because everything he's done is house money. There's been no Mr. Irrelevant to ever start and throw a pass in an NFL game and complete a pass. So he was already on house money just to begin with. He took his team to the Super Bowl, but him winning this.
But where it does fit them is they are starting Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback. I mean, that's a big deal. I don't care what he's done since then. He's Mr. Relevant. And as I said, only 2 other players, Kurt Warner and Tom Brady, and we're not ready to put him in that class yet. They're the only 2 that have won the Super Bowl in their first years as starters.
Use that, as a tool to win 7 Super Bowls. And Brock just doesn't think of it that way. He's like, I don't have a chip on my shoulder.
If he plays well and they win, I do think you'll give him some love because, as you said, only Tom Brady and Joe Burrow have ever beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Nobody else has done that other than Brady in a Super Bowl. So the only 2 people that would ever have beaten Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl are Tom Brady and Brock Purdy if he gets this done. So yes, there's a ton of pressure on Patrick Mahomes to get this done because if he doesn't, you inject Brock Purdy in different conversations next year when you're talking about the quarterbacks.
And he will become, Brock Purdy, only the 3rd quarterback ever to win the Super Bowl in his first full season as a starter. The other 2, Kurt Warner and Tom Brady. Now, people may say, well, you're always throwing him in the names along with these Hall of Famers, but he's actually putting himself, not that he's as good as those guys right now, but he's putting himself in those types of circles. And here's what I like about him, Nick.
But despite a historic college career, scouts weren't interested in the Cyclones QB. Why, you may ask? Well, Brock didn't have that prototypical QB size. He was 6 feet tall and weighed in at just 212 pounds. At the NFL Combine, he didn't do anything to improve his draft stock either. He ran a 4.84 40-yard dash, the 4th slowest time a QB ran, and overall did not show great athleticism in the drills. One scout wrote, quote, "Did not test well, limited athlete that has maxed out body."
We all felt it. There wasn't really much said. Fred said some stuff.
Usually with a rookie quarterback and, as a leader of the team, you want to usually go up to him and let him know, like, hey, you don't got to do anything too big. You just kind of go out there, do your thing. But for, all season long, I saw something in him, and I was like, from a poise standpoint, and I was like, you know what, I really don't feel the need to say anything to him because I feel like he's got it. And, like, he showed that through and through last year. And I mean, just continuing to do that this season, he's been amazing.